In a world clouded by noise,
Truth is waiting in the quiet
it whispers.
until someone dares to listen.
She is the Oracle, Tammy De Mirza, a world-renowned intuitive.
A messenger of what's hidden
She sees what others cannot.
and speaks the truths you have been seeking. And he is the master, Sifu Rafael, a master instructor, strategist,
A guide who leads with discipline
turning wisdom.
into action. Together,
We awaken what's been buried
we ignite the hunger for truth,
and we challenge illusions.
guiding you to your next level of power. Two powerful souls unite to awaken what's been buried.
To break what's been bound and to speak what others want. The Oracle,
And the Master,
it's time. Good morning.
Good morning. It's time.
Oh, it's so good to be here. And so good to
Yes.
see anybody joining us or seeing this later. We're happy to be here with you.
I got to tell you, my favorite part of that whole introduction
Yeah.
is when you're whispering to the little boy. He kind of does a little bit of that, right?
I love it. I love it. I love being in this space with you, and I cannot wait for people to find out who you are, who I am, how we met, how we got together, and why we are doing this for everyone that may ever listen to this. It's because of our hunger, isn't it, Sifu?
It sure is. I got to tell you, I know who you are and who you've become, but would you mind sharing with the audience a little bit about you?
Oh, thank you so much. I would love to. And then I'm going to ask you to share. I am known in this podcast and this grand thing that we are doing as the Oracle, which means that I am a medium. I do not necessarily call myself that because the level of mediumships that there are difficult to understand. So the level of mediumship where you are able to communicate with people on the other side is the kindergarten. So I actually call myself the expert intuitive. And an oracle is kind of known as a seer, a medium who can see things, who can tell things. Good morning for those of you that are coming on live with us. We can't wait to take your questions later. But it's also kind of a recognition, almost with you in your craft, of becoming like a priestess, a high priestess, which is something that has really occurred in my life this year. People that don't even know me are walking up to me and going, "Are you a priestess? Are you some kind of high priestess? Are you a movie star? What are you?" So it's really cool to energetically move into the position of being sovereign in your field and what it is that you do. And when you do that, people recognize you. So,
Mm.
Sifu, tell me about you just a little bit.
I got to tell you, you inspire me so much. And when we think about you're the oracle, right? And the fact that you're not calling yourself certain things, it just goes to highlight who you are
Mm,
because you come with truth, and I love that about you. So
yeah.
in this show, I am known as the master, and a lot of times people don't realize that a master is continually learning because I've never arrived, and I hope never to arrive.
You
Right?
won't. I won't either. Not here.
Yeah. So when we think about the concept of master, it's somebody who's been doing something for quite some time, and they continue working on their craft, and that's what I bring. I continue working on my craft because every day is a new challenge. Every day is a new experience. Every day I get to wake up and thank God that I'm alive. And you and I have spoken about that a little bit. And we're going to go deeper into that as well in
Yeah.
this show. And so a lot of people look at me, and yes, I've been doing martial arts for a very short time, like 50 years. And so some people are like, "Oh my God," you're like, I'm like, "No, I'm still a white belt, still learning,
Yeah.
still trying to understand." Because like I said, I haven't arrived, but I have arrived in a place where I can call you my friend. I can call you my sister. I can call you someone that I can reach out to. And we've had so many great conversations and so many more to come. And I'm excited for that.
Thank you so much for coming up with this idea for us to share. We come from two totally different worlds, but our hearts blend.
Mm,
Our hearts are about teaching. Our hearts are about sharing. And it's wonderful to sit in the space with you on Wednesday mornings whenever we do this. I'm
mhm,
looking forward to what's going to come through and what questions our guests have, and us doing this live and in
yeah,
real time. And then
mm,
anybody that asks questions on YouTube, we'll do that too.
yeah,
We met each other through an event called CLA, Connected Leadership Academy,
mhm,
with Jose Escobar. And I think I met you on the very first day. And I
mm.
knew I'm supposed to know this one. One. And then I came to Manhattan because I was speaking in the theater district, and my picture was up on the Jumbotron in Times Square, and you graced me with your presence. You came to meet me in person, and to me, Sifu, that shows that you show up. And that is one of the things that I know everybody is actually going to get from our
Mm,
time together is honesty, purity of heart, very clear messages, but very to the point, deep and intense at times.
mm. When you consider all that you just said, it's about showing up, right? It's about showing up for another person. When I heard you were gonna be in New York City, I'm like, "I gotta come out there." Yeah, I got on a train, I made the trek out there, and you were speaking at an event, and you said, "I have a few minutes to be there with you." And I was like, "You know what? I'll take whatever I can," because you're right, we both kinda knew we needed to meet one another.
Yes.
And I think that was very, important for both of us, and from that conversation, I think it was like 3 hours, it felt like 2 minutes, right? Um, because it went by so fast, but yet we got to connect at such a deep level, and I love the fact that we just sat and spoke,
Yes.
and, for anybody who has never been seen, I gotta tell you, that was my first time that someone saw me. And that someone was you.
You got me crying. I think seafood, the value, and I realize that as I work with all my clients because I can see them. I can see
Mhm.
the subconscious. I can see the spiritual side. I can see the thoughts, the emotion. I can see what they had for breakfast if I need to. I
Mm,
can see their lives. I can remotely view their past. But to be seen by one person on this planet changes your life, doesn't it?
it sure does.
And then that person, in you, in your case, in your craft, and then me, in my case, and what I do with my clients, holding the space of where you can go, not just seeing them, but seeing
Mm,
their capacity, seeing their value, seeing what is hidden in the subconscious, which is kind of one of the things we're going to speak about this morning. The value of that cannot be paid for.
no, no, no. One of the things that I always, and I've known this from very little, especially children, are so intuitive, I believe.
Yes.
They're not getting paid for their advice. They will come out and say the darndest things, and so many times it's exactly the truth. And adults, they try to quiet children, and I don't believe we should do that.
Well, there's that side of us that needs to be seen, that needs to speak. And we are
Mm.
taught, be quiet, hide it, conceal it, don't feel it, don't be yourself, don't allow others to see you, don't expose yourself. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not suggesting that all of us get naked physically,
Right.
but let's get naked emotionally and stop
Mm.
pretending that we're not who we really are. We are magnificent spiritual beings having human experiences. And we have all of these things from emotions and thoughts and psychology and behavior and collection of who we are, how we act, what needs we all have. That
Mm.
makes us equal. It makes us together. It connects us in a way that we're not used to being. So, a lot of this show is about letting you see that we have given ourselves permission to play, to be the kids, to be the innocent ones that are not afraid to speak, that are not afraid to share our personal lives, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the magnificent, and what's happening. So I hope that that brings all of you courage to step out of the box that others may have told you that you need to live in, and the stories that you've
Mhm.
told yourself, and the ways that you have perceived. If Oprah herself would not have looked at the manager that fired her and said, "You should never be in TV," and went, "I'm
Mm.
more than that." If she didn't think she was more than that, would we have ever known her? No. So
Oof.
come out and play with us.
It makes you think about the struggles that we've all had, and so many people don't want somebody seeing the struggles. They want to see only their highs, but we can't get to understand who you truly are without the lows.
Right.
And I believe that no one is born into, don't get me wrong, some people are born into royalty. And did I just mention royalty, Your Highness? Would you mind sharing that with us? Because what an honor you've been able to have throughout your life. When people do see you, they do recognize, and when people look at you, like, "Are you a celebrity? What's going on?" And I love that. But would you mind sharing and maybe even showing?
Well, I just told Sifu right before we started this recording that this last weekend I did a 90-day Rising Sovereign program, and at the end of it, I had an event in my home. So there's 8 people that came in, and they surprised me with a gift, and it's emotional. I've already been
Mm.
emotional once this morning, so let's just do this again. They presented me with this, and I'm actually going to put it on. And what I had them do, Sifu, is this: they put this crown on my head and
Oh
said, "We
my.
recognize you as the high priestess, as rising sovereign
Mm.
of overcoming anything that anybody told me I couldn't, and standing bravely." You know, I was always the freak in the room. With the supernatural abilities that I have, Sifu, I learned very quickly, even at the age of 11, you can't tell somebody at school that their grandmother almost died and was in the hospital for 3 days because the parents found out that I said it. It was true, but they got mad at me and said, "You cannot play with Tammy anymore." So
Mm.
we have a tendency to kind of want to come out of hiding and then go into hiding because it may seem threatening. People may not understand. People may not like it. So this crown was my group that I have been training for 90 days to get them to rise into their greatness in their zone of genius. They presented this with me, and at some point in the weekend, I had each of them come to the front of the room, hold the crown, and look at me and say, "Because I recognize your sovereignty,
Mm.
I recognize mine. I am
Wow.
sovereign." And I had them put the crown on their head, and every single one of them, Sifu, I'm starting to tear up. Every single one of them said, "Oh my God, wearing this on my head, even for a few minutes, it was so special." And then I had them say, "Whatever I have done or have not done in this life that is not acknowledging me, I forgive myself and everyone else that was
Mm.
involved. I am sovereign. And they walked away with this beautiful, beautiful sharing of the crown. So thank you for bringing that up. It is drop dead gorgeous. My hair's messed up now. I waited so long because it's in my den, and that's usually where I work with clients on the phone. So thank
Mm.
you for acknowledging the high priestess.
How could I not? And that is such a beautiful, beautiful crown.
It's
Wow.
gorgeous. There's
Wow.
earrings that went with it.
Oh, gosh. There you go.
I know I gotta wear it somewhere, maybe even in my bathtub.
There you go. The queen does need to bathe. So
That's fun.
thinking about the accolades that we have shared in our lives, sometimes it's not about us having an accolade by ourselves. Sometimes it's shared accolades. It's with people who have been there with us, right? People who have elevated us, who have lifted us, and we need to acknowledge them as well. And I want to acknowledge my sister.
Oh,
I consider my sister Rosa my angel. She actually calls herself my sister mother or my mother sister because she saved me so many times. One specifically when I was 10 years old. And if it wasn't for her, I don't know where I would be today.
that
But
is beautiful.
yeah,
How
so
sweet.
we have to acknowledge those people who have made a difference in our lives, whether we knew at the moment the depth and the impact that they had, or we go back and we look and we go, wow, who would I be today? I you and I have spoken about this. At 10, I ran away from home. I lived on the streets at the age of 10. And it was my sister who actually said, none of this, you're coming to live with me.
Wow,
And she totally, totally saved my life because I don't know where I would have been, you know.
that is beautiful. Well, you called that to you.
Mm,
You're not gonna believe who I'm going to express gratitude to.
I'm listening.
All of the assholes.
Yeah, without them, right?
Every single teacher that I have ever had that came into my life for a period of time or a long time to be my teacher, to push me to the level of growth and overcoming the need of them playing their roles. I say thank you so much
Mm,
for being my teacher, for playing such a role. Even the guy who stole everything I had,
mm,
Ken. If you read The Inmate in the Medium, you'll read a little bit of that story. But if I saw Ken today, I would hug him and say, "Let me tell you what I did with homelessness. Let me tell
mm,
you how I learned conscious alchemy. Let me tell you that I got recipes that I'm giving to my clients and I manifested even
mm,
in my home. You were the teacher in that. You were a catalyst for me." So instead of us looking at people that are negative as a curse, I say, "You're my greatest assets. You blessed me by
mm,
mistreating, by lying, by stealing, by abusing, by being mentally ill, by beating me, by doing all these things. Thank you, because I would not be able to give to my clients what I give today,
mm,
not overcome it and stand in it and go, we've got this. I've already done what you're doing. So hold my hand and I'm going to guide you home.
mm.
So I wouldn't be, it's like you said, I wouldn't be who I am without actually experiencing every single trauma drama. I get
Yes,
tips because on
yes.
dating sites, men will say, no trauma drama. And you know what I do? I swipe left. Because if you think for 1 minute that you are not going to have trauma in your life,
Oof.
You are not even in reality, and you are wanting to hide, and I just swipe left. Nope, you're delusional.
Mhm.
I use trauma drama.
Yeah, yeah. When you consider what you said, and that's so deep that it's the people who've hurt you, the people who thought less of you, maybe stepped on you, hit you, punished you, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I always say those are my greatest teachers.
they are.
One of the things that they teach me to do is not do what they've done to others. Right? And it's a great example of what not to do. Because sometimes if we don't know what not to do, then we go ahead and do it, and then we're the ones making the mistake. So I love being taught what not to do by people who've done the wrong thing to me.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I think and you've done it, I think what we're talking also about, in order to be able to, for you to say, I'm going to hug you and take you home, is, and it's not take you home and beat you.
I'm gonna tell you
It's
what your home is,
yeah,
your
it,
truth.
it, it's to bring you some light into your life, because there's been so much darkness, because the way you acted with me or other people,
Right.
it's the darkness that was inside of you, and we need to let that go and let some light shine. And I believe that forgiveness is one of the biggest aspects that some people still are holding on to. That's one of the truths that people are afraid of,
Yes.
is to let go, to forgive, and to forgive fully. When you go back and go, I forgive you, how do you feel now? That's not forgiveness. That's making that's taunting them in a way that's not going to be beneficial to them or you, because now I have something over you. And I don't believe that true forgiveness is about that. I think true forgiveness is, they don't even need to know you forgave them. The people who've hurt me the most don't even know I forgave them. They
No.
have no idea.
Well, you're setting yourself free.
Mm,
It's really not about them. It's about the patterns that we have in our lives. And when we assign, they are the problem. If they did different, if they hadn't have
mm,
done this, then we're disempowered. We're victims. And victims don't have choices. We are the ones with the subconscious patterns. We're the ones that create different names with different names, different clothes, but exact same pattern over and over and over again.
mhm,
And being able to read that subconscious and say, let me tell you what your patterns are. Let me tell you how many times you've done it. Let me tell you what is in the subconscious, what your beliefs are. Because if you keep repeating the same patterns, that is really what I call your spiritual curriculum. And you
mm,
came to overcome it. And you have the power to overcome it. But sometimes the trauma or what has occurred or the patterns are so harsh that we just want to writhe in them. It's like going into our own hell.
mm,
And there is a way out. And there are gods and there are teachers and there are masters that you can get in touch with that can lead you out of that hell and then teach you conscious alchemy techniques so that you can manifest. And then there's you with this beautiful way of body, mind, spirit movement and enabling the entire body to embody that truth. I
mm,
know, Sifu, I've never seen you in your classes, but I already know that when you move, people can feel the fullness of owning it, of that sovereignty in you
mm.
where you understand it, you get it, you stand in it. And you standing in it is holding that position for people to get it.
The only reason I'm able to stand in it, and thank you for that, by the way, is because I understand it's a gift. It's a gift from God. And you can do a couple of things from a gift. You can put it in your closet, right? You could put it on a shelf, or you can embody it. You can take it and really understand that it's a gift that we don't take for granted. So for me, movement is a gift. And as you know, and as we'll get to know even a little bit more about my story down the line, not today necessarily, but this is why we need you to keep coming back to this show, because there's going to be so many truths are revealed, and anybody, I know we haven't had anybody ask questions yet, but we would love to have you ask some questions. Maybe we get some clarity for you. But I lost the ability to walk, and it was my truth, and it was my finding me,
Wow.
finding that the ability to reclaim that gift, and understanding that every day when I wake up every morning, I do not take that gift lightly. When I take one step, that's a gift. When I move a certain way, that's a gift. So for me, movement has saved my life. Communication has truly given me another way to share my gift. And even now, as I speak with you, communication is the biggest vehicle that we have at our fingertips. And so many of us don't use it. And you have a gift, Tammy, that you share with others, and you help them see something they've never seen. Would you talk to us a little bit more about the gift that you are sharing with people, and how you highlight them and allow them to encompass their greatness?
Thank you for that. And I would say that for some of you, you're going to tune out immediately, but I'm going to pull you back in.
Mm,
Every single one of you have what Sifu calls gifts. I call abilities. Every single one of you have your five senses: seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and feeling. Every single one of you naturally communicate and receive information through those five senses, not only in the physical, but in the non-physical. So one of the things that I do, Sifu, in helping people to uncover the subconscious blocks that literally can transform their lives. I had a client that was actually talking to the group about this, how where there was a breakthrough in her emotional realm that was in the subconscious, that was from her childhood. And it was so large that she sat there, and I said, "Give me a second. I know we're going to lunch, but I'm getting more information." And I said, "Oh, wow." She said, "What?" I said, "That breakthrough was so large, you're going to 10x your salary. Your business is going to 10x within 2 months." She did it in 11 days.
mm,
So it's not just uncovering that what is in the subconscious, that it's keeping you stuck, playing small, sometimes being mean to people, not being authentic, doing things and going, "Why did I do that?" That's the fake identity. That's pain talking. But it's also understanding who you really are, how you function, how you receive information, and tapping into your own intuitive abilities that Steve Jobs and Einstein both talked about, that being more important than intelligence. Your intuition, who you are, is
mm,
your pathway to success. And
mm,
that's one of the things that I do. So I'm not only dealing with the subconscious, but I'm also dealing with who are you and how do you function and how do you think and what is your level of intelligence and do you have a sense of humor? All of that information is given to me, and then I help the client to see it. Once the client sees it, they don't take no. They're not limited because they know I am. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful.
mm. You are. Wh- Why is it that so many people have a hard time stepping into who they are?
They've been told the opposite.
Mm,
They've been told they're too much. They've been told we don't appreciate you. See, older souls are not your normal people. They're aware, they're hyper aware, and they know bullshit when they see it. And they
mm,
know what their family's doing, and they know when people are lying. And people don't want to be exposed by people who are aware. So it's kind of interesting because the biggest leaders that came in this lifetime to lead are the ones that had the most because they've been punished for stepping out of somebody
Mm.
else's comfort box. Don't expose me. Don't talk about me. I
Yeah.
like being an addict. I like acting this way. I like abusing you. And we're exposers and disruptors.
Mm.
So if we don't step back in, we're not really leading. We're not, and there's an innateness inside of us. I know I'm not doing what I came here to do. I'm more than this, but I have no idea what it is or how to even get there. Or it stays as a pie in the sky dream that is way out there. I know people that are like, I know I'm supposed to open a healing center. And I'm like, and how long have you known this? Are you any closer? No, because there's blocks. No,
Mm.
because there's beliefs. No, because you don't know who you are that gives you the power to step in and say, I am, and I am going to do this.
Yeah. I am. That's such a great statement. And some people have a hard time with I am, right? One of the ones that I've seen people struggle with is I am enough.
Yes.
I am worthy. I have value. But the I am, I think that's a big one for a lot of people. Um,
Can I share with you that at breakfast, I have clients staying in my home. And yesterday morning, somebody noticed a sign over I'm facing my kitchen that says, be still and know that I am God. And I'm not
mm,
religious. I I overcame that a long time ago. But he asked me, he said, what is that? I said, well, it's a Bible verse, but I'm going to tell you my version. Be
mm,
still and know that I am God. Be still and
mm,
know that I am. Be still and know. Be still. Be. You are the greatest gift to humanity by breathing, by being here. No matter what anybody has ever told you, Sifu knows because you push people, you encourage people, you challenge people to step into what they can do, to move the body certain ways. The fact that you overcame, the fact that you could not walk, homelessness, you and I have that in common. I
mm,
wasn't 10. I was in my 40s. It was quite shocking, but I knew you did this on purpose. Step into it. But as you stand in front of those people and you know that they can move the body if they tweak something in the mind, if they believe that they can, and because you believe they can,
mm,
I believe they can, they can. And I have to tell you, there was a coach that I had years ago from the UK. And I told him, I said, you're charging me more than I even made in a year in 1 week.
mm.
But if you believe that I can manifest it, I'm going to go on your faith until I believe that I can manifest it.
That's the whole deal.
That's power.
Mhm.
And that is what I know you do. And that is what I know that I do. And that is the biggest gift of us being present and standing in what we know who we are, that I am the magic presence. And if I am, you are.
Yeah, yeah. Homeless at 40. I was homeless twice, by the way.
I did not know that.
I was homeless in like right before my 30th birthday. And someone was kind enough to let me sleep in the basement of their store, not even a home. And it was all just concrete. The floor was concrete. I got a sleeping bag and for 6 months. And there was no stairs to this basement. It was one of those the floor where you pull it up and you go down. So that was my humble abode, but I kind of felt safe, right? Um, because it was just this. Think of a vault almost, a concrete vault. It was the length of the store, and it used to be a hardware store, and they had just a couple of things down there, but I was able to bring a couple of clothing and my sleeping bag, and I would just it was almost like I was going into the subterranean
Yeah.
reality
Yeah.
where I knew my life was not over. I knew that I hit a rock bottom, right? And no one in my world, including my family, knew this. And maybe nobody, unless you're listening to now, no one has known this. But it's about being humbled and understanding that this is not where I will be. But for 6 months, it gave me, and there was one little light bulb that I can so
I'm seeing it. I'm actually seeing where
yeah,
you were. I'm remotely viewing it as you're talking about it, and
I'm
there was
seeing it too.
not a little light, and there was a bunch of crap in there.
It wasn't that bad, but when I say it wasn't that bad, I don't think anybody else listening right now would want to be in that space for six
No.
months in and out. I actually joined a gym so I can shower. So I think it was one of these cheap gyms, and I think it was a Bally's at the time. I don't know. My membership might have been, I don't know, whatever it was, a year. And the good thing is I already had paid for the membership before I became homeless, so I didn't have to get that extra money out. But
Blessings.
to get out of that subterranean, it was cold. There was no heat down there. There was one light bulb. But to get out of it, I was not in a poor me state. I was in a let's build me up state.
Yes.
Let's find a way out. Let's engage with where I am, but not remain here. But let it be my building block. And so for me, even if I had to go homeless in 10 minutes, I'm not afraid of it, right? Because I've done it
You've done it twice.
twice.
And I
The
don't
first
know
time
if you
I slept in bushes, as a 10-year-old kid, right? I used to go and hide in people's houses in the backyards or in the front yards and sleep in bushes.
wow.
But even then, I knew that was not where I belonged.
Yeah.
Right? It was just a state, if you will.
I don't know if you know Sir Dr. James Dentley, but I'm one of his speaker trainers. He was homeless twice.
Who's this again? I'm sorry.
Sir Dr. James Dentley
Mm.
is a multi-millionaire, and he saw me. I took his speaker training in April, and I became a speaker trainer for him. And he came to me, and this is the reason I'm Dr. Tammy De Mirza. He said, "You have earned the
Mm.
right to have an honorary doctorate, and I will see to it that you get one," because, gosh, I'm so emotional this morning. He said, "I see you." This is a lot of times what I tell people when I see them in groups. I'll say, "I see you. I think I did that to you. I see you."
Mm. Mhm. Oh, yeah.
You said something really profound, though, and he did the same. He was homeless twice, and I'm talking about he's sleeping in his car. I at least was manifesting a bed. I was manifesting a bed. I never went without a meal. But I will tell you that there were days that I woke up in such guilt and shame. I only had 50 cents in my checking account. I couldn't even afford a McDonald's hamburger, but I knew that if I didn't get in alignment to creating a
Mhm.
meal, I wasn't going to eat. And I'm pleased to say that as much as I struggled, I always manifested a meal. I never went without a meal. A
Mm,
meal, a warm bath, I always had. I had the bed, but I was a vagabond. I never knew where I was gonna be. I never knew
mm,
what was gonna happen, and a miracle would happen, and then I'd slide down again, and I would be in trouble again, and I only have 50 cents again, and then I would have to manifest, and then that trial and error of learning how to get your mind in alignment. What would you say, Sifu, was the number one thing that made you have that light bulb moment of? Mine was a process of up, down. You're on top of the hill, you slide down into the quicksand.
right.
That was my journey at coming out of homelessness. Was there one thing or some one thing that somebody said that you just went, "That's it," and it all turned around for you, or was it more like my journey?
I got to tell you, the reason nobody knew is because I didn't want to hand out, and I knew that I can do this without a crutch. It's almost the same way when I learned to walk again. I did have crutches, right? I had full leg brace crutches from all the way, like Forrest Gump, right? And so many times I fell,
Yeah.
but and it's very interesting when you see a child fall. If their parents don't, they're not helicopter parents. If they don't pick them up, that child will pick themselves up.
Yes.
They'll run, they'll fall, they'll run, they'll fall until eventually they fall less. And so for me, it was that. But I totally lost the ability to walk. And for me to walk 10 feet would have taken me an hour once I learned how to walk. I literally was taking an inch at a time, little tiny, tiny, tiny little steps. But had I given up then, I would
Yes.
not be able to do what I can do today. Had
Yes.
I continued to ask for, eventually, the only reason I was able to walk was when I got rid of the crutches. And so I said, do I want crutches now? I'm at a low place. Don't have a place that I can call home.
Mhm.
Do I need crutches or do I need to figure it out? So I think figuring it out, understanding that I am worthy. Some people may not see that. I'm
I'm
not talking to them. I'm not talking to them. So it's about who we become in the darkest moments. And I would love to have somebody even chime in with a question or two. And if it doesn't happen today, that's okay. I'm going to tell you that the next live we're going to have is going to be December 3rd, right here at 7:30 a.m. And I
Yeah.
know there's a bunch of you watching us and on my channel, on Tammy's channel, on our YouTubes, on Twitch, and wherever it is. And if you're watching this on the replay, it's okay to ask questions after the fact because guess what we'll do? We'll go in and we'll answer them for you, or
Person.
we'll answer them on the next live.
Oh, that's a good one.
You like that,
I like
right?
that. I like that.
So, yeah, it's okay, right? It's okay to ask questions, and even if you have a question for the next one, share what maybe even share what you've gone through, and share some of the highlights of your life, and even some of the down, right? Because the beauty about life, it's a journey. It's a journey. And if it's the same thing day in, day out, you're living Groundhog Day. Don't do that. That's not living, right? You want the ups and downs, and wherever you are right now in your life, just remember, and you said it earlier, Tammy, something will strike when you least expect it. It could be a great thing or it could be a negative thing. So every
That
day,
turns to greatness.
yeah. So here's a great question, right? So how important has vulnerability been in your journey? Has your level of vulnerability changed with success?
Oh, Doug, love this.
Good
Absolutely love
question,
this.
Doug.
I would call vulnerability honesty and just being human.
Mm,
We all have the same basic needs. So that makes us vulnerable, or it makes us purposeful. So,
mm,
what I would say, Doug, is that I change whatever looks like or I perceive as vulnerability as honesty, transparency, putting it out there. When I'm dating, I will say, "Can I broach a subject with you? Are you willing to sit with me? Can I ask you something?" I
mm,
ask permission, but I will also say, "I have something to share. Would you like to hear it?" And then I will speak about what I know. One of the things that is striking is that we know more than we think. We know when things are out of balance. We know
mm,
when things aren't right. And vulnerability could be addressing it, putting it on the table and saying, I don't want this to be between us. I don't want this to be something misunderstood. I need clarity. And I would say that as I become more and more successful, which is actually a magnetism. People are drawn to me. I'm getting awards. I'm getting recognition. I'm getting
mm,
called out and put in places I don't even think I deserve to be yet because I haven't earned that place, but they see me as that. So I'm in
mm,
those movies. It's phenomenal. I would say that as I've become more successful, I look at vulnerabilities as opportunities. I look at them as if I can manifest the house, I can manifest the relationship.
mhm,
I can manifest this, and I feel vulnerable in that. I don't look at it as vulnerable. I look at it as truth and honesty, and let's go. I'm going to dig in.
let's
I'm going
go.
to dig in. I'm going to go.
Let's go.
Yes, let's go.
I have to say that I love that, and I love that aspect about you. I think if we are not vulnerable, then we're not open, right? So I think being open is also being vulnerable because guess what? It's not that we're walking around with blinders on because somebody is going to come and try to hurt us. We need to be aware of that because some people, jealousy will take so many people to places they should never be, right?
Yes.
Um, and so I think for me, it's if I'm honest, then I'm vulnerable, and I hope to always be vulnerable, right? So there is another question for you, and this was directed right at you, young lady. What are you most excited for 2026?
Oh, this is one of my friends. I absolutely love you, William. I absolutely love you. I'm so glad you're here with us. One of the things that I'm most excited about is I thought that my travel was going to calm down, but it's actually amping up. And some of my dream, you're welcome, Doug, and thank you for asking. Some of my dream trips are happening next year. And one of them is that the trip that I just took to Egypt, climbing Mount Sinai, going into the
Mm,
King's Chamber, having 3 miraculous manifestations. I'm not kidding. If you really wanna know about it, check out my YouTube. I'm gonna post that soon. I'm taking a group with me to climb Mount Sinai next October in Egypt. I'm only taking a few.
mm,
It's a spiritual journey, and when you hear all of the miracles, I went by myself.
mm,
You hear all the miracles that occurred, the communion that I was asked if I wanted to partake in, and I haven't taken communion in over 30 years, and as the sun is rising on Mount Sinai, I am crying and taking communion,
mhm,
and then going into the king's chamber and water and writings on the walls. in the King's Chamber,
Mm.
miracles, and then baptizing myself in the Red Sea, and then sleeping in the White Desert, in the Sahara, and the
Mm.
quietness of that. After all of these things that I experienced, I'm taking a group. And then, William, there's time with you. You live close by. We are going to see each other. We met each other in February, I think over a year ago, but there's this need for us to be together. So it's even times with people like you that are visionaries that are doing something really big that's actually a good fit for me with my clients and where I'm going. So it's the opportunities of who I'm going to take to Egypt. I've already got 4 of those slots filled, and I'm only taking a few more. So if you want to, you better get in touch with me quickly. It's a very low down payment, and we have until October to finish making the payments. And I have to teach you how to overcome your mind to manifest, to even get to the top of Mount Sinai. And I passed everyone.
Mm.
I was an hour to an hour and a half behind everyone. And because I could regulate my breath, because could move into, I'm not paying attention to what this little body is showing me. I'm paying attention to where I'm going. I
Mhm.
passed everyone, didn't even know it. And the guy told me right as we were about to summit the top, he said, "You passed everyone." And I said, "Well, now I'm competitive. And if anybody comes near me, we're running. Even if I fall, we're running. I have to be first."
I love it. I love it.
So that William, thanks for being here and for listening and for watching.
Yeah, definitely connect with Dr. Tammy at TammyDemirza.com, right? When we think about opportunities, this is a great opportunity that was just presented to you. If you're listening on the replay, do it, do it. October. Do you have the dates?
I know that I'm getting some award in Vegas on October the 3rd, so it's going to be right after that. As soon as I
Excellent.
get home from Vegas, I'm taking off for
Another award, another crown, another acknowledgement. Because guess what? The reason that everybody is acknowledging you is because you've acknowledged you first, right?
Yes.
So,
So I
congratulations.
encourage everyone to stop hiding,
Mm,
to come out of hiding because you're our gift. And when you do, the entire world will see you. I
that's
was
right.
with a client because I was doing private sessions and then a group event, and I had told people that this kind of thing is happening to me, and we were at Costco. And I couldn't get my credit, but I got it after I checked out, and I went to the service desk, and this woman with this cowboy hat with his jewels on it, she was looking down and she looked up and she said, "Are you a movie star?" And I went, "No." And it happened in front of my client. My client's like, "Oh my God, that is happening to you." It
Mm,
it's not even that, guys. It's the energy of you stepping in
mm.
and saying, "I am this, and run to me or run from me.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
really care. I am."
Mm,
That is so powerful. And the people that are called to go to Egypt with me are going to experience that same kind of thing. And I just believe that if I can manifest 3 miracles, and an Egyptian man explained to me that water has not appeared in the king's chamber for 14 years and that I was chosen. Can you imagine what you will
mm.
experience? My guide, my
Oof.
little Bedouin guide, was in there, and I said, "Look, if I'm called to sing because of the granite walls, will you record?" After I sang, I'm sitting in the king's sepulcher and I'm singing. I'm just holding my abdomen and I'm rocking and I'm just singing 3 songs. And when I finished, he said, "Tammy, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I couldn't. I was being electrocuted.
Mm,
I was being my whole body was lit up,
mm.
and I was being electrocuted from the energy of
Wow.
you." And the stones moved the formation, and water appeared, and it
Mm.
was holy water. And this Egyptian, I have a recording of it. The Egyptian told me what that was all about because I asked for it. I said, "All right, Spirit, God, tell me what that was. Tell me what those writings were. Tell me what the drawing was. What's the
Mm,
symbolism of it? Well, the holy water appeared, and the drawings were eagles that protect the holy water.
mm.
And they say the
Yeah,
holy water is 7,000 feet below the Earth's surface. So imagine having a group, they're all experiencing that. You wake up, you're not the same.
you're not the same. You're not the same.
Yeah.
I don't wanna be the same. Who does?
You want to go with me, Sifu?
Let's go. That's why I asked for the dates, 'cause I I have some things happening. So as long as, I'm available, I mean, wow, what a trip that would
Let's talk about it.
be.
It's
Yeah.
so inexpensive, and all your meals and food pretty much are included. There's very few meals
Mm,
that are not included, all the transport. Even a
mm,
flight from Sharm el-Sheikh to Cairo,
mm.
it's included.
Wow. Yeah, let's definitely talk, but anybody else who's listening, join us.
Yeah.
Join us. It's gonna be so much
Wouldn't that
fun.
be fun to do a broadcast from or some kind of recording
Oh, yeah.
from Egypt?
Yeah, let's do it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
My hand's raised.
Let's go, let's go. And also anybody out there, I know I was not asked, but for 2026, I am beyond excited that I have so many incredible events. We're taking, I created this movement, if you will. It's called New York City Experience, and that
Yes.
is happening because I want to bring so many incredible people together, because I believe that in all things, the more incredible people we put together, the bigger we can impact, or the bigger the impact will be in our world, both in professionally and personally. And when we can align with movers and shakers, people who are impacting others,
Yeah.
because I do believe in God, and He tells me that I have to help as many people as I possibly can. What is that number? I don't know. I'm not one of the ones that say I got to help 1,000,000 people or 10,000,000 people. I don't know the number. He knows the number. So for me, when I created New York City Experience, and I have two gentlemen who've I've attached them to the purpose because of who they are. One is Lancelot, right? Lancelot Theobald Jr. And the guy's an entertainer, and he's just growing in this field because he was in the other realm, and I'm bringing him into this realm, and he's like, I'm learning so much, Sifu, and that's okay. And then I brought somebody else who said, I'm not going to watch from the sidelines. And I brought Jose Escobar along with us. And Jose, he's a big mover and shaker. The reason you and I have connected is because of Jose. And so he's a natural connector. And
Yes.
so for me, December 6th and 7th, we're doing an event here in one of my locations in New York, and then we're going to take it to Tampa in February, at the end of February till March, and then we're going to go to Ireland in April, right? April 23rd to the 26th. I'm already talking about Spain. I'm already talking about different parts of the US. So there is so much collaboration that happens, and I am so happy that you and I have collaborated, even just to be here this morning alive with everybody who is with us, everybody who's going to watch the replay. And look who we're talking about, Tammy. Look who we're talking about.
Love
Jose,
you,
good morning,
Jose.
brother.
And I
Good
love
morning.
Lance.
Mm,
Oh, I love those two guys.
yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. So every day that we get to do something special, and like when you and I sat in New York City,
Yeah.
and we knew that we needed to do something together. And when the name came up, it was, it just, I think it blew my mind for sure. And I don't know if it did for you,
It
but
did.
Oracle and the Master, I think, is such a grand name, that it truly lets people understand that we are not just here for us, that we're here for you.
Yes. We are you.
Mm. Mm, mm, mm.
We are all in this together.
That's right.
And maybe we're just a little bit on a different journey, but we're all on the same journey.
We sure are. We sure
So why
are.
don't we just get around the campfire and sing Kumbaya and hold hands and sit in each other's lap and touch each other's face?
There you go. There you go. Just be careful with the marshmallows. They're not good for you.
I like them, and I will still toast them. Sorry, my son is coming in at a certain
I see
place,
that.
and I can't
You
get
know
away.
what that means? That means that we've had a great show and it's time to say goodbye to everybody. So, because the shine always lights on you, my dear.
Mm. Thank you so much for being a part of my life and for instigating all of this. And you're the one that came up with the name.
Yeah.
And when I looked it up, I'm like, I need to look up the definition of an oracle. I went, everybody is calling me a high priestess. So that is, it's perfect. That was inspired. Thank you. And thank you for being such a special person to me. Really is special.
God bless you. Thank you.
Okay. Bye to everyone until December the 3rd.
Yes, December 3rd, remember? And
Thank you.
everybody who watched, thank you for being here with us. And if you didn't ask any questions, we don't know what you're thinking until you ask, right? So make the questions. And next time we're on, prepare some questions or even ask along the way, and then we will be able to answer them for you. God
Yes.
bless everybody. Have an incredible, incredible rest of your day. Take care, everybody.
Bye.